Good morning, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to pull some cards and share some guidance for Thursday and Friday. That's the 28th and the 29th of December 2023. So I want to send out a big extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. Your support helps me be able to keep these videos coming to you. So please consider supporting my work if you've never supported or you haven't supported for a while. You can support my work by purchasing something on my website. I'm coming to you live now from Tasmania, Australia, where it is Thursday the 28th of December here, and the time is now 6:31 a.m. So welcome to you. If you are new to watching, what I'll be doing is using my combined Animal Kingdom Oracle cards with my Speed of Light Oracle, and they've been combined to make a 110 card deck here, which I'll be using to find the best card for Thursday, the best card for Friday, and the best card for the theme for Thursday and Friday. I'm not pulling cards for individuals. This is general guidance for everyone. So I trust that you've been led here for a reason, and I trust that something shared supports you at this time. Please take on board what feels right and what supports you, what resonates and what fits into your life easily, and let the rest go. So I trust you had a lovely Christmas with your family if you celebrate or if you do anything. We had our family gathering yesterday on the 27th, which was lovely. So aside from that, it was quite quiet, which is just right for me and right for us. So I trust you enjoyed your time, and you are enjoying your time. In between Christmas and New Year is quite the break here for us, at least in Australia, because it's beautiful weather, usually summertime, people go camping, so it's just a really nice pause time of the year. So I don't know if you're finding that too. So I'm looking for the best card that the majority of us need for Thursday the 28th of December. Good morning, Penny, and Mary's from New Jersey, and Lisa is here, and Leela is back. Welcome back, Leela, and welcome back everyone who joined me on my video I've just done. 3 days to go. So the best card we need for Thursday the 28th of December is this Animal Kingdom Oracle card, and it's the Doe card 41. The Doe says to feel deeply. So we might find ourselves a bit heightened on the sensitive front, potentially on Thursday. We might find ourselves sensitive, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I think perhaps it's only a concerning thing, our sensitivity, if we're overly sensitive, or we've been avoiding how we feel or avoiding something in our life that has reached a bit of a head or reached a bit of an explosive sort of space. So like I don't find myself personally, oh no, I'm going to be sensitive today, and that's a bad thing. I actually find it quite a good thing, and it's something for me to be aware of because it's part of who I am. It's part of who we all are, especially those of us who tend to be a little bit more sensitive or a lot more sensitive than others. I don't see it as a curse. In fact, I see it as quite the blessing, because through my personal sensitivity is where my compassion and my caring comes. Through my sensitivity is where I create from. So I might feel something that's happening or moving, or something that's shifting for me, that's rising in my sensitivity. So then I'll take that and go, okay, how can I express that? How can I get that energy, that sensitivity out? And it's usually through something creative. So I might do some sculpting, or spend some time in the garden, or do something that helps me get that energy out. Maybe some exercise or some dancing or some singing, listen to some music, do some cooking for myself and my loved ones. So, you know, that sensitivity and that sensitive energy, try not to think of that or attach that as being a bad thing. It would only be potentially bad if it was way out there, you know, like massively overly sensitive. And if we're feeling overly sensitive, then we might want to step back, detach from others, detach from things for a little bit, and ask ourselves why. Why do we feel so oversensitive? Why do we feel so overprotective at this time? So if you've been feeling that. But there is deep feeling potentially coming through for Thursday, and we might find ourselves quite deeply touched in some ways by connections that we have, by intimacies that we have, connecting with others. It could be great conversation or intimate moments. It might be just a time to stop and breathe and watch animals sleeping, or a baby sleep, or you know, just those really special sacred moments that bring a human reaction, a human feeling that arises within us. And that is something really quite beautiful to savour and to really, I want to say, appreciate and be grateful for. So through the dough as well is this, the ears in the dough are very large here, so this is heightening our potential, or the guidance to stay aware and stay attentive to things, especially how we feel, but our relationship and the interactions and the intimacies that we might feel with our interactions with others. And when I'm talking about intimacy, I'm not necessarily talking about sexual energy, because we can have intimate moments, you know, deep conversations, really touching moments with other people. That is absolutely not sexual at all. So those intimate, beautiful, sacred moments, let's pay attention to those and really find gratitude and depth. You know, there's depth in that, isn't there? There's a depth in that potential for connection and sacredness that we can have with ourselves, with others, but also with the elements and aspects of our life. So the dough, feel deeply, is our card for Thursday. So that's that. Thank you. Kimmy says, thank you. I'm too much of an empath. Sometimes not good. You know, I'm an empath too. I think we need to be really careful that we think being an empath's a bad thing. I think being an empath can be a beautiful thing. Good morning, Valerie and Sarah. Thank you so much. So if you do feel overly empathetic, if you do feel like you're too much of an empath and you take on too much stuff, you might need to really amp up your protection, and also be careful that you're not wanting to save and rescue other people, which can tend to be a bit of a, I think they call it the dark empath actually. It can be a bit of an unhealthy need that the empath has, that they want to save and rescue others because, you know, they can feel their pain. I think it's really important not to do that, and I think it's also really important to make sure that we get some really healthy protection and boundaries up that protects us from being affected or as affected by other people's stuff. Because, you know, other people have their responsibilities and their life to live, and it's not up to us to rescue and save everyone like we perhaps did in past lives, or tried to do in past lives. In fact, that did come up for me when I was really working out my boundaries years and years ago, a couple of decades actually, was this past life where I remembered I was trying to save everyone from their death. It was the end. Trying to save as many people as I could. And I remember I was carrying that burden with me for lifetimes, this burden of not being able to save others in that particular life. And, you know, it's a really, really challenging burden to carry. So if you're carrying something like that too, it may be worth, with this sensitivity that's around, to really look at letting that go and letting yourself know that you don't have to save and rescue everybody, that you can help, you can care, and you can love, and you can be compassionate, but it's not up to us to save everyone. It's not up to us to save probably really anybody. So it's an interesting journey to figure out. But ultimately, boundaries and letting go of that need to save and rescue, I've personally found very helpful in strengthening myself as an empath and accepting that. So let's now look for the best card for Friday the 29th of December. And the best card is this, a Speed of Light Oracle card. And it's this. Oh, yes, this card hasn't come up for a while. It's card 27, called Risk Taking. I feel really excited about this card. It says journey, unknown, beginnings and confidence. This is about taking a risk and following our heart, especially on Friday, but around this time, to take a risk. You know, it is a risk to step into the unknown. It is a risk to try something new because we don't know if it will work. We don't know if we're going to fall flat on our face. We don't know if it's going to be the best decision that we could have ever made. And it may be. So what are we considering at this time, especially on Friday, where we might want to consider taking a bit of a risk and perhaps weighing up the risk first, the risk versus potential reward, although there might not be a potential reward, at least at the beginning. You know, how much of a risk is it, and is it a risk that we're willing to take? I wouldn't personally be willing to take any risk for some fancy fantasy thing. So I try and keep my common sense and be practical and rational about things as well. But I also want to try and balance that rationality, that common sense part of me, with my push for something new and my push to step out of my comfort zone and my push to take a risk and just see what happens. What's the worst thing that could happen? If we wanted to ask someone for something or ask someone for advice, the worst they can say is no, and then we're no worse off than we were before. So what risks can we take on Friday or around this time period? Can we follow our heart? Can we follow our path now, maybe on a deeper and clearer, in a deeper and clearer way? Can we step out of our comfort zone as our comfort zone become too comfortable and we're becoming too lazy in our comfort zone? Because when we step outside of our comfort zone and we take that risk and we try something new, it pushes us, it challenges us to learn more, to meet new people, to set out and have new experiences and new adventures in life. It challenges us to be a better person. So if you would like, or you're feeling like you need to increase your confidence, if you're feeling like you want to go on an adventure, but you perhaps feel a little bit scared or apprehensive at the same time. In fact, this links into my video I've just done 3 days to go, talking about fear and resistance holding us back from stepping into something new. So maybe step back into that video if you missed it and if you resonate with this. So are you willing on Friday or at this time to consider taking a risk and following your heart as you step into something new? A potential new beginning as you step into the unknown. We are ready to do so. It's now just whether we're letting fear be louder than our courage to step out and try something new. So that's our card for Friday. I'm going to come back and pull some cards for the last 2 days of the year on Saturday. So I'm going to pull a theme card in just a minute. Before I do, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment. Please share if you're inspired to. And if you'd prefer to connect more privately, then please send us a message through our website. So coming up, the biggest thing that I've got coming up is my 12-hour healing event on Sunday, on New Year's Eve. That is 12-hour block of time focused on deep diving into healing and shifting things. So if you're inspired to step towards the unknown with me, that's our theme. And if you'd like to put some of the crap perhaps from 2023 and years prior, or even a lot of years prior, you'd like to put that aside now and really step clearly with a clear direction and focus into the new year, then it might be something that you might find helpful. So please have a look on my website if you want to join me for the 12-hour healing event on Sunday. Also, you can learn more about my card decks that I created on my website, and you can learn more about the work I do at Temple of Balance at templeofbalance.com.au. Thank you for joining me today. Let's now grab the best card for the theme. So the theme will help bring these days together and help us see the bigger picture for Thursday and Friday. So the best theme card is this. It's a Speed of Light Oracle card. and it is this. Oh, yes! This works in so well with both of these cards that we've had, the Doe and the risk-taking card. This is card 16, called Stepping In. Stepping in. Or it could be stepping out, if you'd prefer, but stepping in. Stepping into something. It says solo, commitment, test, allow, and flow. This is about making a commitment now. And it might be a commitment that involves other people, but it's most likely a commitment that we need to make on our own. It could be a commitment, like I'm making a commitment to go on a bit of a fast for the next few days, not only in preparation for the 12-hour healing event, but also because I've been eating lots of sugar over Christmas and in the last couple of months, just based on my routine to try and keep me awake, driving in the middle of the night, basically. So I'm going to go on a bit of a sugar fast. So like for me, I can see at the very least this relates to me making a personal commitment to dropping the sugar, going on a bit of a fast and resetting my body so it's less attached to the sugar and the fix it gets from sugars. Not that I eat that much sugar, but I can feel the pull, the attachment to that. So I want to make a commitment to step away from that and detach and get back in charge of my body and my body's health. I don't want sugar driving it. I want to be in control of that myself. So I need to make that commitment to detach from that desire and need. That was a big bumblebee. And I could feel it brush across my arm. So what do you need to make a commitment to on Thursday and potentially Friday at this time? What do you need to make a commitment to? Perhaps breaking a habit like I am. Maybe a commitment to the new. Maybe a commitment to taking a risk and following your heart. Maybe you're feeling a bit unbalanced as an empath or as a sensitive person, and maybe what I was talking about boundaries and this releasing your need to save and rescue everybody. Maybe that's part of a commitment that you can make to shift away from that and commit to better boundaries that you have for yourself that are healthier and more supportive. Maybe you're committing to something in your life that you need to come to terms with, or you need to really decide in yourself before you make a more formal, literal commitment. What do you want to do? What decisions are you facing right now? And where do those decisions want to potentially take you in your life? And what commitments are connected with that? So what commitments are you facing? This is a great couple of days to really look at those commitments and make commitments if that's what works for you at this time as well with what you've got going on. So we're ready to step in or step out and make a commitment now. Let's be careful. We're not waiting on others to commit with us, or we're not waiting for others to commit and then we commit too. Let's decide now. Let's step in to see how we feel. Maybe this is where the sensitivity comes in as well. To tap into that sensitivity that we might feel on Thursday, to really feel deeply, what do we want here? What do we want moving forward? What do we want with this relationship? What do we want with this friendship and this connection that we have with others? What do we want in our connection that we have with our home or our surroundings? And that sensitivity and that depth in feeling that can potentially come forward on Thursday can also lead us to making a more serious, heartfelt commitment in our life, to perhaps even just living life more fully, taking life more seriously, but at the same time having more fun with life. So what is it that you need to commit to? And what are you resisting committing to? Maybe also another angle of looking at this. So we are ready to make a commitment to step into something new. So thanks for joining me today. Have a great rest of your day. I'll be writing the current energy report when I get back inside on my computer. So that'll be coming for Pillar of Light members today. And thanks for connecting. Hopefully I'll see you at the 12-hour healing event on Sunday, or later if you want to join in if you're busy Sunday. So thanks for joining. I will connect with you again soon. Thanks.